First, fast, and accurate. News Channel 25, WVTT.
Well, it was a fairly sunny but fairly cold day today. Let's take our first look at weather. There was a high of about 43 degrees today. There were a couple snow flurries, but there was no accumulation and it pretty much melted before it hit the ground. Tonight there are some snow flurries to be expected with a low of 22 degrees. And then tomorrow, again, more snow flurries with a high of about 28 degrees, but there is not expected to be any sort of accumulation. Let's take a look at what's happening in the wider world now with our information overload.
Global news update on WVTT.
Well, the courthouse in Kaufman County in Texas will reopen for the first time today since losing its top prosecutor. But the district attorney's office will remain closed today. District Attorney Mike McClelland and his wife were found dead in their home Saturday. It happened just 2 months after McClelland's deputy DA, Mark Hass, was shot outside the county courthouse. An attorney who has handled cases in Kaufman County says everyone there is on edge.
The law enforcement community here is very uncomfortable. I mean, we're talking about, we have a county just west of here, Dallas County, that's got about, 2 million people in it. And we're standing in a county that's got about 100,000 people in the entire county. Everybody knew each other here. It was a great place to practice law. Everybody liked the district attorney's office. There just wasn't a lot of activity out here. So, the biggest shock out here this morning is why in Kaufman, Texas, are we having an assistant DA get killed and an elected DA? It's really sending some shockwaves to the community.
Both McClelland and Hass worked on similar cases, but the Kaufman County Sheriff's Office won't officially say whether the killings are connected. The winner of last week's Powerball jackpot might have to fork over some of his big payout for back child support. The Passaic County Sheriff's Office says Pedro Cudeza owes $29,000 in unpaid child support. Authorities say the 44-year-old man has 5 children ages 5 to 23. He is expected to appear in a New Jersey court today on a warrant on unpaid support. That warrant was issued back in 2009 but was stayed pending until today's appearance. One of Quezada's sons said last week his father has hired an attorney and is, quote, working through it. That jackpot was worth $338 million, but Quezada has chosen a cash payment of about $152 million after taxes. And 1 person is dead and 3 more hurt after an accident at a nuclear power plant in Russellville, Arkansas. Arkansas One, which is part of Entergy Corporation, shut down after the accident, but they say no radiation was released. A spokesman says the accident was on the non-nuclear side of the facility. Crews were moving a piece of equipment from a turbine building.
We had an industrial accident that occurred at approximately 7:45 this morning when the stator, which is part of the generator on Unit 1, fell while it was being moved as part of scheduled maintenance. Unit 1 was in a scheduled refueling outage. Unit 2 was operating at full power. Unit 2 automatically shut down. Both plants are currently stable.
Because the public wasn't at risk, this accident is considered to be an unusual event, which is the lowest federal emergency classification for nuclear plants. Well, the Easter Bunny got in a little trouble. He got busted for not obeying the rules of the road in California Saturday. Well, someone dressed up like the Easter Bunny anyway. The Highway Patrol says the man was not wearing a helmet while riding a motorcycle on Interstate 8, which is in suburban San Diego, California, so an officer pulled him over. That bunny said he was on his way to an Easter charitable event. He got a warning and no ticket this time, but he did get a lecture to always wear a helmet. After surviving for 6 nights, injured and alone on Mount Hood, 23-year-old Mary Owen is recovering with frostbitten toes and an injured leg in a hospital bed. She says she got lost going down the mountain and was funneled into a canyon where she made a snow shelter. Owen talked about the ordeal on Sunday from her hospital bed. She details how she survived on melted snow and special supplies.
There's a lot of dead snags and stuff, and I found out that Nutri-Grain bar wrappers make really nice kindling, oddly enough. And so I was able to put together a good fire. It didn't last very long, just because I didn't have the range of motion to be able to go and collect enough to keep it going very long. So I mean, it was enough to dry me out and heat up my hands and stuff, which was good because my hands were getting pretty nasty.
And Owen was found Saturday morning on Sandy Glacier by a National Guard helicopter. The Clackamas County Sheriff's Office says she has frostbite and an injured ankle. While the situation had a happy ending, authorities want to remind hikers to always let someone know where you're going and when you plan to return. Well, South African former President Nelson Mandela is improving and getting better. Today marks the 5th day the 94-year-old anti-apartheid icon spent in a hospital. He's getting treated for pneumonia. Mandela has been hospitalized 3 times in the past 4 months, and he's not been seen publicly since 2010, and authorities say he is in frail health. But South Africans say they are wishing him a speedy recovery.
He was the person who made sure that we have the settlement that we have now of peace, reconciliation. But unfortunately, we need to move on. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, we will always adore him as our former president.
We should embrace the fact that he has reached such a matured age, and we should support his family for going through this time.
He's the father of the nation, so we can't lose him, but we can still accept if he's gone.
Well, coming up in the next segment, we have our first look at sports and our St. Bonaventure Corner and a community calendar that everyone can relate to. Stay tuned. This is Twin Tiers Evening News.